The M-1 student visa explained. An M-1 student visa allows a foreign student to study full-time in the United States at a technical, vocational, or other non-academic program. The M-1 is similar to the F-1 visa in terms of process and eligibility. In this guide, we'll discuss the process of obtaining an M-1 visa. Cost. Students applying for the M-1 visa will need to pay the $330 SEVIS I-901 fee and the $160 application fee. Depending on the country you're applying from, you may also need to pay an issuance fee, sometimes called a reciprocity fee, upon the approval of your visa. Excluding the issuance fee, the total cost is $490. Timeline. Appointment wait times will vary depending on the country you're applying from. For example, London applicants can expect to wait 14 days, but Tokyo applicants will only have to wait around 3 days at the time of writing. For up-to-date wait times, check out the U.S. Department of State's Visa Appointment Wait Times tool. It's linked in our description. As a side note, the M-1 visa can only be issued up to 120 days before the start date of the program, and applicants will only be able to enter the U.S. 30 days prior to that date. M-1 visa requirements. In order to qualify for an M-1 visa, you must satisfy the following criteria. You must be enrolled as a full-time student in a vocational or other non-academic program. You must have a high level of English proficiency or be enrolled in an English language class. You must be financially self-sufficient for the duration of your stay. You must have a residence outside the U.S. Your program must be SVEB approved. How to apply. Once you've enrolled in your SVEB approved program, your information will be entered into the Student and Exchange Visitor Information System, SEVIS, at which point you'll need to pay the SEVIS I-901 fee mentioned earlier. After you've registered with SEVIS, you'll receive Form I-120, officially called the Certificate of Eligibility for Non-Immigrant Student Status, which you'll need to bring with you to your visa interview. With all this complete, you can now apply for your M-1 visa at your local U.S. Embassy or consulate. Filing the application. Every embassy has a slightly different rule governing the M-1 visa application process, so be sure to check the website of your local U.S. Embassy or consulate first. But, generally speaking, to begin, you'll want to fill out Form DS-160, Online Non-Immigrant Visa Application. When this is complete, be sure to print out the confirmation page as you'll need this at your interview. Unless you're under 13 or over 80, you will need to schedule an interview at a U.S. Embassy or consulate in your home country. Technically, you can apply in another country, but doing so could result in a significantly longer application process. Preparing for the interview. Depending on your embassy, you'll need to pay the $160 application fee prior to your interview. Next, you should gather all the following materials. Form I-120, signed by you and an official from your program of study. A passport, valid for 6 months beyond your intended date of entry. DS-160 confirmation page. A passport-style photo, only if you are unable to upload one during the DS-160 application process. A receipt for the application fee, if applicable. You may also be asked to supply other documents as well, including evidence of your academic qualifications. To that end, you should bring standardized test scores, degrees, diplomas, transcripts, or other certificates from previous schools, any evidence showing you'll be able to pay the costs related to your education, travel, and living, proof demonstrating your intent to leave the United States once the program ends. Going to the interview. During the interview, a consular officer will ask questions to determine whether you meet the qualifications for an M-1 visa. Additionally, the officer may take digital fingerprints, although this doesn't occur at every embassy. In some cases, more administrative processing may be required, but the officer will tell you if this is the case. You may also need to make plans to have your items returned to you. You'll then need the following to enter the United States: your M-1 visa, passport, and Form I-120. Remember, having a visa does not necessarily mean you'll be granted entry into the country. This decision lies ultimately with the U.S. Customs and Border Protection, CBP agent. If permitted to enter, the agent will either stamp your passport or give you Form I-94, otherwise known as an arrival departure record. Are you looking to study in the U.S.? Boundless RapidVisa not only makes it easy for you to complete your M-1 student visa application, but we also help you get ready for your visa interview. Get started today by clicking the link in our description. And if you found this video helpful, please be sure to give it a thumbs up and subscribe to Boundless on YouTube. Thanks for watching.